Nothing could have prepared me for the new drama film Magazine Dreams, which is now out in theaters. Hey everyone, my name is Ryan. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. I do all kinds of reviews on this channel and I cover a whole bunch of different genres, so you're definitely in the right place. Also, give the video a like as well. It helps the algorithm actually see my content. And also leave a comment and let me know what you guys think about Magazine Dreams. Now this film, it was directed by Elijah Bynum, and he's done one other film I've seen, and that is Hot Summer Nights, which is an A24 film, and to be honest, I wasn't really a fan of that, but I didn't know he did that film until after I watched this movie. This film stars Jonathan Majors, Haley Bennett, Harrison Paige, and Taylour Paige, and it's about an aspiring bodybuilder who really lacks in forming human connection. Now, all I knew going into this film is mainly that Jonathan Majors was a bodybuilder, so I'm expecting something like the underdog sports story, really getting heavily into bodybuilding. That kind of thing is kind of what I was expecting, something maybe a little bit generic and formulaic that I've seen a million times. But this film, it is not that at all. This is a character study film, and the acting in this film is absolutely phenomenal. Jonathan Majors takes this role, makes it his own. His character, I will say, is not a character that is technically likable, but I don't really think it's all his fault, as his character really is developing into this man that really aspires to be a bodybuilder. He looks up to a certain bodybuilder, he writes to this certain bodybuilder, and he is eating a bunch of calories. He's trying to bulk up. This man eats like 6,000 calories. He goes out on a date with this girl who is played by Haley Bennett, and when he goes out on this date, this man is eating anything and everything in sight. It is a crazy scene. He goes on this crazy monologue when he's out on this date with Haley Bennett. He shares all his life stories. He goes really all in about himself, and he eats like an absolute pig. And that scene, I thought, was a very powerful scene. Throughout this film, he has so many scenes and key scenes where he's just acting really crazy and really just over the top, but at the same time, with him having this over-the-top kind of mentality about him, I don't want to say it's justified, but I understand where he's coming from like a mental health type of thing. He didn't come from the best home life. He doesn't have his parents anymore, and he just has his grandfather, and he is definitely a recluse. When he's at home, he's watching porn, and he's just kind of sitting in his room. He doesn't really ever connect with anyone or really talk to anyone, so he has trouble really even forming a conversation with someone. And I felt sorry for him in a way, because there are people out there in real life that really suffer through this, and mental health, it's like a really big thing. And there are certain scenes in here that are super dark, and I was just like, when we got to those dark parts, I was like, wow. Like, as the film was going along and it was getting darker and darker, I was like, man, like, this man is going to kill someone. He is absolutely unhinged at parts. There's one part where he calls up this painting company, and his grandfather wants one of the rooms, I believe, to be repainted. They didn't do a good job. And he threatens the guy, and he ends up breaking the windows and trashing their shop, goes unhinged, breaks the glass, he's all bloodied up, then crashes his car. I mean, he's crazy in this. So there's a lot of things in here that I can see from certain standpoint that some people may not like this film because his character isn't a rootable character. The whole aspect of bodybuilding, it's there, it's kind of in the background, but it really follows his mental health journey and how he's really doing. We see him go to this therapist, and he has trouble really talking to her. And there was this one scene where he literally just lies his ass off about how he's doing well and how he has a girlfriend. And honestly, it made me cry because I literally just felt for his character. I felt like this man, he needed the help to really just kind of function in life. He is not functional. He's also doing drugs. He's shooting himself up with different drugs. He's doing cocaine. And he's trying to be this bodybuilder that he really thinks he can be, but he's really awkward when he does like his video shoots. People make fun of him online those kind of things, this is what makes somebody really go off the edge. So I really felt for him in a way, because people can be really mean on the internet. They always have something to say, something negative to say, and they'll always make fun of someone for trying to chase their dreams, or if they feel like, it's like an awkward video, they'll definitely make fun of someone. And people don't understand, like, someone that's in this kind of state, like, it's very tough to break out of that habit. And the fact that you don't have someone really there to kind of pick you up and pick up the pieces, this man, like, he is hurting, he's suffering inside. And this is a tough watch. It's not an easy watch to watch a character and his downfall. The music that he listens to in the car is actually metal music, and I have to give a shout out because they played Bad Omens, and they also played Slaughter to Prevail, which I love that. I love that kind of music. So that kind of music, he's listening to that rage kind of music, so right there, that just kind of like amps him up, makes him even worse as he's driving around in his vehicle. And there's just so many scenes in here where I felt like he really just nailed the character very well and nailed mental health very well. As a bodybuilder, you have to be confident. His character isn't confident because he just doesn't know how to handle criticism very well. They will tell him like he needs bigger biceps or he needs to work out his legs more. And so he's working and working and working to try to do that, but he doesn't handle that criticism very well. And because of that, like, he really struggles to really be the bodybuilder that he should be. He struggles to find love. He goes on a date with Haley Bennett's character, and he talks about himself, and he can't even really formulate, like, a very good conversation with her or any kind of chemistry. He didn't get a hug as a child. It's very apparent because he doesn't even really like to be touched, really, at all. He has this one scene with a stripper played by Taylour Paige, and he doesn't even go through with it. I think as a child, maybe he could have been maybe touched inappropriate or possibly slapped around or abused. I was making that connection. I don't really know if that's really what he really went through, but it seemed like that, as kind of like knowing the fact that he has all these issues, it really seemed that way. Another positive that I will say about this film, that besides the fact that the acting is really good, and I've talked a lot about the acting here and just his character in general, is I did like some of the camera shots here. I think that the cameraman here and the director and how they really just had different kind of shots in here, some of them were really unique. They had the good old upside down shot. I will always appreciate that. Some shots with like in a room, that was unique. And another shot too, like a close-up kind of shot, because there's one shot where he has like a confrontation with the police, which was an interesting shot that they kind of threw in there, which, I appreciated about the film. As far as negatives for this film, I don't really think I have any personally. Like, I enjoyed the film. I can say that I enjoyed his character to a degree. I mean, I guess that's kind of weird to say because his character really isn't rootable, and his character, kind of how like everything shakes out, very dark for sure. But I did like the fact that the director here didn't go in the direction that I thought he was going to go in, because there was a certain point in here I was like, oh man, I really don't want them to go into that route, because it seemed like a route that, I don't know, it just seemed like a route that I just didn't want them to do. And I like the fact that it has kind of like a hopeful message to it throughout like that third act, which kind of made me feel relieved. But there were times in this film, especially with this character, where I was just gripping to my seat, where I was like, man, like, what is he going to do next? Like, I think he's going to go off the rails. So, like, overall, I would say I enjoyed this film. I really liked the film. I definitely would give it a 5 out of 5. I feel like maybe for some, maybe they think maybe I'm, like, overrating this, maybe just a little bit. But I don't know. I had a really good time with this. I thought it was well acted. From a story perspective, I mean, it's maybe a little bit light on the bodybuilding type of aspect, but I mean, he really does struggle with this bodybuilding aspect. I think one of the most heartbreaking scenes is when he meets his idol and what goes down with that. I was like, man, like, this guy can't even catch a break. And I think like that's the thing with this character, is he wants to do good, I think, but I think at the same time, like, he doesn't know how to handle his emotions. And the fact that his grandfather, I believe, is sick in this. I don't know exactly what he has. Because his grandfather, I don't think, is, like, the one to really talk to him, like, a ton. he just doesn't have anybody to really focus on him and really set him straight and kind of guide him throughout this film. So I think on that front, like, I really felt sorry for his character. But overall, yeah, this is really a big mental health film. And I think overall, it's a film that if you are interested in that topic, I would say definitely check it out. Definitely if you're into character studies, definitely check it out. But just know it's not the most uplifting film, though it has a little bit of uplifting message later on in the film. So on that front, it's not all bad. It's not all depressing. So those are my thoughts on Magazine Dreams. What did you guys think about this film? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it was kind of meh? Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys next time.